We are on air, yeah? Okay. So, good morning, everyone. If you don't know, my name is Walter Perez. So, today we are going to be talking about analytics. Does anybody know here what is Google Analytics exactly? Or what is useful? Not really. Probably you have some kind of idea, but not so good. So Google Analytics is a web analytic tool created by Google to provide you generate statistics data about the traffic in a website, right? So for us as developers, we are not really using it too much, but it's very important for us to set up. The first thing we need to set up to install it in a project is we are going to need here something called the ID. Each account I think allow us to have like 1 second here. Each account allows like to have like 100 IDs or something like that. It's not online. It's online, no?
Oh, good.
Okay. So what I was saying? Okay, tracking ID, tracking code. So the first thing we need is our tracking ID. Okay. So we can have like I think it's 100, and each ID technically is for only one website, right? So we need this, and we are going to start. There is another way here. If you come a little lower, you can just paste this in each website, each page of your website, like in the head of your HTML. But we are going to start it in React. So we want to also analyze each route, So in this example, I want to show you that we have a little, very small project. And I have 3 components and 3 routes, right? One is the main one, which is this guy, Bruce Lee. He has a sentence there and 1 pic. And then we move to another route, which is here, torrent. In English, is a very popular superhero in Spain. And we have also like superhero in North Korea, right? So we are going to move through these routes, right? What I want to know if we have here, so this is working, yeah? Yes. So we are going to close this. 1 second, I don't know exactly how to do in Mac. Nice. So we need to install first React/JA, right? Can anyone? I know. Nice. You see that? React/JA. We can use //save, but things it's not really. We need it, yeah? No, not anymore, no? Okay. It's the default behavior. Nice. So we install. Nice. A lot of warnings. Very nice. Okay. So npm start again. So I want to show you how I have it right now. Okay. So this is a simple app created with Create React app. So nothing very special here to show, Index, app.js. Here we have the navbar with 3 links router, and each of these guys is one Bruce, torrent, Kim is one component, and we send them through each of these routes. Yeah, component path / nothing, component Bruce, path torrent, component torrent, path Kim, component Kim. So how do we install it? So we already have it here. Would you like to, what is this saying? Copy. Okay. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is import our Google Analytics here. React GA from, my gosh, React. The thing is, we have to put it here in our main component, right? So the way to call it is, the best place to put it is in component did mount. And thing, here the thing, we can call it one method, React, yeah, and we can call one method, call it view, page view, that's it. And we can pass to this Windows, I think it's location.path name, that's it.
What's that Windows location path name?
This Windows location path name is gonna be the path in our Windows. So basically this route here, from here to etc. So if I don't know, I believe if I type here, what is inspect, nice. Speech, how can I put this to the right? That's it. So I believe if I type here, this is console, yeah? Okay, so if I put right here, Windows dot location dot path name torrent, exactly. Let's say I change to King. It returns King. So it's returning essentially this location. What should return is I go here to Bruce. What should returns here? Does anybody knows? I'm allowed to share 100 points. Okay, only slash, yeah? Only slash. Anyone disagree with it, with Davide?
Yes.
Well, disagree, I say. No? Okay. Okay, slash. Bravo. 100 points for Davide. So, we are saying here, okay, React JA. I say, okay, this is the route with this right now or user. Okay? But another thing for this works like that. I think I need to move this router from here to the main component. Right? If I autosave this like that, no, it doesn't have prettier installed.
It's autosave automatically.
Yeah? But it doesn't have prettier. So I have to put it nice, you know. Okay, that's it. Now this switch, oh my gosh. Like that. Oh, what is it? That's it. So here I have to import as well. Import. React router DOM. So browser router as router. We have to basically involve our component or main component in this router. Yeah, here router component. So, as you can see, I'm not really fluent with Mac, so don't be really bad with me, please. Autosave. So I want to see this, yeah? And every time I also want to do console log here. So I console log this thingy here. Can I console log this? I don't think so. I can just console log this, you know, the route. Console log the path name. That's the thing that, okay. This is only called, the thing is that when okay, the first route, React knows I am there, yeah? Okay, should knows. Analytics, I mean. Not React, sorry for that. Analytics should say, okay, this guy is there. Source sessions. But this is only being invoked once, right? Are you agree with me or not?
No. You don't get any visit, and this is probably because you didn't set the ID of the app, right?
Ah, it's true. So we have to go, React, yeah. Please.
You have to tell Google Analytics what is our website.
Oh my gosh,
The
React.
ID that what the phone
Yes. So we have to initialize it. React, yeah. Initialize. And we have to copy and paste our ID, yeah. So where is the ID here? Here, property, track info, code. So we copy this code, yeah.
Don't share that code with anyone.
Is to be honest, this account is created. You know, it's more fake that I don't know. Okay, so I didn't want to sound rude, so I didn't say nothing at the end, yeah, because this is being recorded. So one active user, nice. Okay. But the thing is that this is gonna be always, as we see here, top active user is only here, you know, we are in the same route all the time, constantly, you know. Why is that? Because this is not only initialized one time, you know, component in mount, and that's it. It's not understanding that you are like surfing through every route, exactly. So if I go here to torrent, this is gonna be still saying, okay, we are here in a slash route, yeah. So how do we tell to Google Analytics we are moving through the routes? So that's why I move first this component here, router. So because here we can do one thing very sexy, which is first I'm gonna delete this, and I'm gonna call something you probably already know, with router. Yes? Does anybody know what is this with router? Okay. So it's like I think it's callback function. It works like a callback function or high order function or something like that with a router. It's a function, right? We are agree on that, and we involve with router or class, right? Very sexy, and this allow us.
So what that's doing is sort of some notes in the with router. So this is wrapping our
Complete.
component, and because of that, it's passing some props.
Yeah.
Digital props. So
Yeah.
what sort of props?
Yes.
Props about routing. Thanks
Exactly.
to these props, now Walter will be able to intercept any page change.
Yeah. So with this, for example, we can do. I want to show you. We can do this props dot history is called, I believe. This is here. Yeah, I want to see if it's here. My gosh. This has a method called listen, but I want to see if I can share. I can show you what is this. Expected assignment to a function, blah blah. Agla, of course. So this props the history here, you can see. Okay, it has a lot of stuff, right? We have something, a function block, has a create href. You can have also something, a function that says go back. Is essentially what it does is manipulate the routing. You know, we can go move, we can go forward, we can go to a different route through this this prop here, right? Has a lot. It's an object that has a lot of stuff that you can manage to navigate through your website, basically. So it has something called here very interesting that is called listen. Yeah, listen. What it does? So it's gonna here. This is the props. Listen. History. Listen. So it's gonna receive a callback, I think, and receive. Let me think it's location or action. I'm not sure if this is the order. Action. I want to see console log location, for example. So it receives to this object of history has a method that is called listen that receives a callback function. This is location and action. We are not really use them now, but what it's doing is every time you hear, it's listening for every change in the navigation. So if I change here, you see, it's appearing here one. Every time I change my route, it's hearing that. You see? It's important to call it here in the component did mount, so that's why we group everything as well around it, because it's hearing essentially every route in your component, in your main component. And we can, but the thing I want to say path name. Okay. So I'm gonna say now, what if I call here React? Yeah. The page view. And I put exactly the same. Okay, the path name we are right now. So what this is doing here? Every time, I believe every time I update this, I change my route. This is telling to analytics where is my route, yeah? So we are right now in Kim, yeah? This says in torrent. Well, I don't know why. Let's wait a little bit because sometimes the real time is not so real. It needs like 1 minute or something like that. I don't know. We are in Kim.
Quickly, it's not taking the time, so.
Let me see.
Well, try not to navigate on the app. Somewhere else.
I want to go to Kim.
Don't touch. Now maybe you will pick it.
I will break it. Kim. Okay, finally. So, well, that's it. That's the way we install it in React. Yeah. Anyone has a question until here or?
Yeah, I mean, how long did it take you to get started with this? Because it's very interesting, not an easy topic in my view. It's not very easy, right?
Yeah.
How long did you study to get to
I mean,
with it?
the thing is, you have to have it clear. We are here developers, so it's important you know how to set up, how to install it, because it's gonna be your work, essentially to install the stuff. But for us as developer, we are not really pay attention to this. We are pay attention. The people who is gonna pay attention to this is the people who wants to make the business to grow, because when we have access to this, you have a crazy amount of data that is super important to manage. I mean, I would like to show you, but here we are not really seeing nothing because we don't have data here. But you can compare, for example, how many visits or views you have get during a week, a month, and even compare with another. For example, if I say here, I don't know, but here we are not seeing nothing. We need data to see this stuff. So you can compare, for example, with another month, but here we don't see nothing. But see, you can compare 1 month with another one day with another day, or week, or whatever. The thing, if you have data, you can make that numbers grow. It's free tool, so it's very basic right now. So it's important to know how to install this. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll show you some data in a minute.
Yeah.
So we can perform proper
Any question? Any other question? Anyone?
Google Analytics gives any other data apart from the views?
Not really, not really. Just you need just this ID that you can have. You should have only one for each website, and that's it. You need to pass as well the route every time you have to call this page view. You have to call this page view with a location. And with React Router, we do it very easy with this history object. For using this history object, we learn now that we need with router, and that's it.
And
We
you
just need
can-
the ID basically.
Sorry, you just can track the router, or you can track all the components like buttons or everything.
I don't know why you want to track a button, but what you can track.
If the people click on
live-
some,
Look.
imagine that you have a new thing
Yeah.
in your website and you want to track if someone
Clicks
is
on.
using it or not.
Yeah.
How many items representing commerce you can buy, how many people.
As far as I know, where you can track is, for example, the width of the device your people is using. You can track the location. You can know where is the user coming from. You can track as well where is this user coming from another site. I mean, if you came from like organic search, which is called, or you came from pay, if you are paying money, you can track that data. You can also see this is our work. I mean, you can know a lot of stuff, and for free. You know, that's why it's so basic and important nowadays. So you can also know if the people goes to your website just typing straight away your URL, or you came more from refer links.
Or what they search inside your website.
You can also, I don't know that. I don't know. Probably yes.
Yeah, I can talk to you a bit about that.
Yeah.
So, we're talking about analytics, there are two sorts of tracking. One is page views, which is something happening automatically when you change the URL, as I explained. And then we've got events, which is what Lucia was referring to. An event could be whatever. Clicking on a button, hovering an image, yeah? You know that now with Amazon, when you hover an image, you get the zoomer, yeah? So always the Amazon is tracking how many times you zoom on the image to see how popular and how interesting that feature is. So yes, you can track events as well, which is pretty much the same principle, right? You capture the event with on click, on hover, whatever, and then you call with analytics. So it's very cool. And also about the cost. So it's true, whether this is free, unless you got more than 10 million visits a month or something like that, yeah?
Exactly.
That's a good problem in life. You got more than 10 million customers,
Yeah.
That
you
is
can
nice.
pay for it.
Exactly.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else?
One last thing, Walter, well, thank you very much. Very good. So Walter took 20 minutes to install it.
Yeah.
You can't imagine how much value this adds to your profile. If you go to your interview and say, yeah, I know how to deal with Google Analytics, many companies are looking after that. So please spend 20 minutes of your life. Well, I'm sure Walter spent more than that, yeah? But now you can see, once you know how to do it,
Yeah.
it's very easy. 4 lines of code, yeah?
Yeah.
And that adds a lot of value to your CV. So please don't
Okay.
underestimate how important this is. Anything else,
So-
Walter? No? Cool, thank you.
Luigi? Sorry, Luigi, if you have any question, you can let me know, eh?
Thank you for your presentation, Walter. It was very interesting. I was just in listening mode, but yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Luigi.
Thank you, Walter.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Before you leave, as promised, I would like to show you some data about Codery. So, this is real data coming from the website, so we can extract many different things, yeah? So for instance, the most common one is you can compare the performance of the website, yeah, against the same period. That's this last 7 days against the previous 7 days. So for instance, what happened yesterday? So easy. Yeah, so speaking, our peaks are on Tuesday and Wednesday because it's when we have meetup. Depending on the meetup, yeah, some meetups are more popular than others. Yesterday was a simple introduction to the next bootcamp, so not that popular, but last Tuesday we probably did some coding or whatever, that's why we got more visits, yeah? Apart from that, we can look at, for instance, what I tend to do every single day. I check, okay, let me see what happened, because 7 days is not that relevant. Many things may happen in 7 days. But if we open the time window to 30 days, and I compare against the previous 30 days, you can go crazy, right? You can select custom dates, blah, blah, blah. So then that's pretty relevant, yeah? Because here, then you can see if we are performing any better or any worse. And that looks clearly better, right? So these are the main metrics we track. First of all, users, how many people, how many individuals are checking your website? Sessions, how many times someone joins your website? A user may have multiple sessions, yeah, as you can imagine. If I go to the website and after 3 hours I go again, 1 user, 2 sessions, yeah? But anyway, looking good, yeah? I can see that in 1 single month, we managed to improve our numbers quite a lot, yeah? And of course, we can do tricky comparisons here. For instance, I want to check, since we start the bootcamp, we start on the 1st of April, right? And I can compare against the beginning of the last bootcamp, right? So the last one we start on the 7th of January, and then so January, February, blah, 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 something like that, right? I mean, more or less. I can adjust that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me fine tune that. 18. One more. Yeah, so that's the exact comparison between bootcamps. You are blue, the previous one was the orange. Still good, right? Still good. It's getting good numbers. And of course, we can compare against previous ones and whatever, yeah? How many? Yeah.
So, for example, in this case, you can analyze your website performance. For example, if it's something wrong,
Yeah.
and then you can see that the points getting down, and it might relate to some
Yeah,
issues with your website.
Of course, of course, of course. If the web is not working, how many visits we get?
Yeah.
0, right? It's pretty obvious. Yeah. Yeah, we can see how many people is new, how many returning visitors, statistics by country as well. So obviously UK is the main one, Slovakia is our second market. Yeah, so we can see many different things here. Apart from that, what else can we see in analytics? So yeah, this is a good one as well. So Walter talked about that a bit. So the source of your customers. Yeah, so direct means how many people type codedit.com. Then we got organic search. So organic search means people type Codedit or something like that on Google, yeah, and they click on the link. We also got things like referral. So referrals, for instance, if you send a link on Slack, on an email, yeah. And finally, social, links on Meetup, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, yeah, all these sort of things. So we officially started our adventure on Instagram yesterday. So we'll see the impact that this has, yeah. And you can drill down and check, for instance, people coming from GitHub, Google, from Meetup, yeah. So you can get quite a lot of details about where your source of customers are. Facebook, so mobile Facebook, you know, many things. So it's good. It's quite good.
It's also different from the website Facebook and.
Well, in Facebook, yes, because the URL is different. Yeah. For instance, in Meetup, there is no difference, but on Facebook, you can see that it's a different URL. Yeah. And what else? Of course, yes, I mentioned statistics by country. 93% of our traffic comes from the UK. Yeah. But for instance, what happened yesterday, with more people coming from the US, you know, you can spend hours, to be honest. And one of my favorite ones, because you can get so many information For instance, I can see who is the most popular player, right? Why? Because each player has a different URL. So, for instance, let's select the last 30 days. Yeah, you can rank your popularity. So in the last 30 days, I can see the 250 top pages. Yeah. So based on that, you can see that the most popular one is the training, unsurprisingly. Yeah, you get many things. So for instance, we added the leaderboards, the charts, yeah? So how popular that view is? This is relatively new. Leaderboards. Oh, look, it's the 18th most popular view. It's quite good, it's a new one. And what is the Hall of Fame, where you can see how many times Nico got the award of the day? Oh, look, it's even more popular, right? I didn't know that. Yeah. So that view is becoming popular. To me, this is relevant data because I can see that people is interested in checking details. If no one go to the Hall of Fame, what's the point of investing time on it? Yeah. Also from a marketing point of view, I can see, for instance, how many people went to the portal, yeah, which is the public part. So for instance, more people is interested in how much than why, yeah. That's relevant. So people don't care. That's not true, right? People don't care how do we work. They want to see how much. Yeah, and
do you receive more interest for the JavaScript or the React?
Well, that's a fantastic question. The thing is, at the moment, React training is private. Yeah, so it's hard to compare them. However, it will go public shortly. Once it's public, then it's a good thing. We can compare how popular. Yeah. Also, when we are the CSS training, we can compare them. It's a good point.
Data for
Exactly. And not only about the language, but also about particular training. I can see which is the most popular training, yeah? Because every URL is different, so I can track everything. Yeah. Oh, cool.
So the most difficult then, because we try more the more.
Yeah.
Check the player that has most visits on his profile.
Yeah, I'll go there in a minute. Don't worry about that. Yeah, you see it's some intermediate training here. Still some portal that no one cares probably. You see how many people, that's very important, right? How many people is trying to book, yeah? This is very important. This is new thing, all the messaging platform, yeah? To communicate between players. Oh, yeah.
Usually in a company, there are the developers studies or something also to deal to manage with this one, or for example, this data are used by the CEO.
Yeah, as Walter explained, this is a business tool. So that means that generally speaking, analysts and product owners, they look after these statistics.
You need to implement all that.
You need to do the ugly part, which is writing the 4 lines of code. Yeah. And then, I mean, to be honest, generally speaking, companies give access to developers to the tool. Yeah, first of all, for testing purposes, that's the first thing. Yeah, but generally speaking, first at HSBC, I got access to all, using analytics to all the details, which is it's a good thing. Yeah.
I think it's quite remarkable that these days you can get, however, this service. Basically, any company can get it, and you are literally taking advantage of a service developed by Google.
Yeah.
If you think of, imagine if you had to develop this from scratch. I mean,
no, it's impossible.
It's
impossible.
The source of resources that they make available for you. Even if you are a small company, you can start.
Definitely, I completely agree on that. It scales really well. Don't forget that when we say it's free, well, you just pay with your data, right? You are giving all your data to Google. That's the way it works. And what else? So who is the most popular player? I'm sure it's at some point. Actually, even I can see things like not found. I'm pretty sure. You see, so how many people get errors, something like that. But let's see the most popular player. So is that guy. Yeah, I mean in position 170. So only 32 visits. Well, hey, fair enough. 32 visits in the last month. So who is that person? Well, I guess I can figure out, because now I can go to codity.com and then type the URL, and that will prove that, oh, look at that. is our Slovakian friend Martin. Yeah, which is good. Say it again. Mo. Why Mo?
Because it's always there, doing something.
Right. Actually, I was wrong. Sorry. No. I didn't check from top. No. He was on position 170, but we got someone on position 53 with 140 visits. Yeah. So let's see who is this guy. Any betting? Mo? Or Nico? I believe it's Nico, right? So look, this is on the last month. It is Nico. It is Nico, yeah? And then, who is after Nico? Why Mo? Are you checking his profile every single day? Mo? Right, let's see the top three, right? And then we'll leave it here. So, top one goes to Nico. We can have a sort of popularity, yeah? Who has the love of the audience? So that's a bit weird. There is a huge gap. Look, guys. So Nico is on top 50 something. We got more than 1,000 URLs. So Nico is in a very good top 53 in the last month. But the next one is top 170. So there's a big gap of popularity between Nico and the next one, which is Martin. The next one is relatively close, 181. Who is this guy? Mo? Let's see if it's Mo or Walter or someone with a sexy picture. We'll see. It's Gray. Yeah. You can see how many awards Gray got already, right? Right, and last one, guys, and then we'll call it today. So who is top three is literally with the same number of visits. Will it be Mo finally? It's Walter. Nice. Well done, Walter. Yeah. You can see, or I hope you can see, that having a profile picture helps to get visibility. And that's not anything particular to Codery, it's how the world works. Yeah? So platforms like LinkedIn, GitHub, blah, blah, blah. I respect your privacy. It doesn't need to be anything personal if you don't want. It doesn't need to be as sexy as Walter's shirt. But at least something that gives the personal touch to your profile. Yeah? Don't forget you are competing in a healthy way, of course, against many, many developers. Do something different.
Sorry, Walter, can you explain your email address, please?
Walter Mania. Maniaco is not a good word. Maniaco. No, it is maniaco.
Anyway.
Email address actually, is
Yeah.
when he was 12 years old.
12 years old. Right.
But usually I use one more professional. I use one more professional. That one is a typical, I don't pay attention.
One more thing, guys, I forgot to mention. Of course, it goes without saying, we can segment our audience by device, yeah? Desktop, mobile. Again, we don't actively support mobile, but in other cases that would be very important, yeah? To see the trend over time. We can check analytics by, by browser, yeah, and operative system. So obviously that will give you many, many information, right? Yeah. If you ever have to create an app and business is making pressure to support a particular browser, so for instance we got many people wants to give support for Firefox. Yeah, you know how many people using Firefox today? Yeah, yeah.
Walter.
You, Walter.
I do as well.
If you go to gs.statcounter, that has been tracking the web for many years, you can see that today Firefox has less than 5% of the market. It's very sad, but ignoring the feelings, ignoring the emotions, we need to be pragmatic. And resources are limited. That means if we have to support a browser, which color will you support? The green or the red at the bottom? Yeah, it will be obviously the green. Yeah, and that's why we need to deal with all the breakpoints issues and all the problems with Chrome, because it's the most popular browser. And the trend says that it will just going up. So 1 year ago it was 57%, today 62%. Yeah, and after that, the next one is Safari, as you can see, 14%. Everything else.
No. But Edge is useless as well, isn't it?
I think Edge now is going to.
I don't know. I haven't even ever seen it actually. Is it any good? No.
So Edge is written from scratch. However, the Microsoft announced that they are moving to WebKit. Yeah, so that means that. Yeah, that's a good thing. I'll tell you why. In the past, I remember probably 2000, from 2005, 2006, 2007, these years were horrible from a coding point of view, because the majority of our efforts were to support multiple web browsers that were completely different. You did text-align center in Internet Explorer and it didn't work for Netscape, things like that. Yeah, very basic, everything failed. Migrating from ES6 to ES7 was a pain in the ass. You know what Microsoft has so bad reputation over time? One of the reasons why, because they didn't care about the standards. So we got things like Firefox on the early edges, they tried to stick to the standards, and then Microsoft doing something different. So you as a developer, you had two options. Follow the standards, yeah, which makes sense, right? Standards is what you should follow, and then no one will care because no one will be using these standards because no one will be using Firefox, or follow the Internet Explorer standards that were completely random, non-documented, will change over time. So yeah, and that was a pain in the ass. But fortunately, I mean, the thing is, when I say that it's sad to see Firefox there, is because you can spend hours playing with these charts. If I open the data a bit in the last 10 years, you will probably see, it may take maybe a bit to render, but you'll probably see, you can see what happened, right? Which is pretty impressive. So Firefox was the first successful open source project in history, yeah, from a consumer point of view, yeah, from an end user point of view. And thanks to the pressure of Firefox, at some point Microsoft had to adopt a standard. So that was the big victory, yeah. That's why it's a bit sad to see what happened, yeah. You know that every web browser has an engine or some engines running, yeah. So do you know which engine runs Firefox?
Yes.
No, it's called Gecko. Yeah. So Gecko is the engine that runs Firefox. That used to be really good, still quite good, of course, but cannot compete against WebKit. WebKit is the one that is using Chrome and Safari, yeah, and Microsoft Explorer, which is something incredible that Explorer or Edge is finally migrating. But that's good. That's good, because essentially today you develop for a given engine, for WebKit, and then you cover 90% of the market. So if something works for Google Chrome, it will hopefully work for Safari. There are some differences, however, some subtle differences. For instance, do you know when you use Display Flex on a div? Yeah, with Safari you can use Display Flex on a direct child. If you do that, Display Flex and Display Flex, it won't work. Weird things. But ignoring these well-documented things, 95% of your efforts will remain valid for these two browsers, which is a good thing. Anything else, guys? No?
What is Tor? There is no Tor.
Tor.
Tor browser, yeah.
That's a different story. That's a different story. That's only for illegal things. Cool. Thank you, guys.